Today we're going to be upgrading our workshop by making this DIY table-mounted scrap bag. This bag can be mounted on your work table, sewing table, or anywhere else you need it. By mounting this bag on your work surface, you'll be able to easily brush scrap fabric or thread off and keep working without having to go anywhere. And when it's full, simply take the bag off, empty it, and snap it back into place. We're going to be using heavy wax canvas for our project because of its ability to hold its shape and for its durability. So let's go ahead and get into this fun DIY project. The materials and tools that you'll need for this project are DuraWax heavy waxed canvas, a ruler, Sailrite's Deluxe snap fastener tool, nickel-plated snaps, SNADS fasteners with 25mm base studs, fabric scissors, Sailrite's professional rotary punch, a canvas patterning ruler, wonder clips, a scratch-awl, and a mallet. The first thing we're going to do is mark 2 rectangles with a scratch-awl. One rectangle should be 15.5 by 17 inches, and the other should be 23 inches by 21 inches. Because wax canvas isn't patterned, we don't have to worry about which side we use. Then we will cut them out. Take the smaller rectangle and mark a 1-inch and 2-inch hemline along the edge that's 15.5 inches. A benefit of using a scratch-awl to mark on wax canvas is that the indent it creates makes folding the fabric easier. Then we will fold the edge down twice along the markings we just made. And we'll crease them with our canvas patterning ruler. Next, we are going to do the same markings at the 1 and 2-inch hemline along the edge of the other rectangle that's 23 inches long. Then we'll fold it down. Now we will take both of these rectangles over to our sewing machine to sew our hems. Because wax canvas shows marks easily, we'll be using our Fabricator sewing machine with a leather sewing foot and feed dog. This attachment has a smooth surface that is great for leather and other materials that are more easily marked. We will sew 2 seams along the edges of the hem, one on top and one on the bottom. We will sew 1/8 inch from the edge of the hem on both edges. And to make it easier to hem these narrow seams, we'll be using our Sailrite Deluxe magnetic sewing guide. After we have sewn both of our hems, we will take them back to our workbench and trim the ends of our thread. With the hem side facing down, we are going to mark a 4-inch box in each of the bottom corners of the larger rectangle. Then we'll mark the diagonal toward the corner of both of these boxes. Then we're going to fold these diagonals down and clip them in place to create a rounded bottom edge of our bag. We will take our fabric back to our sewing machine and sew along the square marks we made. Because this will be a seam at the bottom of the bag, we will backstitch a larger area than normal to strengthen this stitch. When sewing these corners, we'll make sure to stop about 1/2 inch away from the edge of the open side of the fabric. We will return to our workbench and place our fabric with the sewn corners on top of the other fabric, with both hems facing the inside. This way, the hems will be on the outside of the finished bag. This is an easy way to add a decorative flair to this simple project. Then we will trim the extra fabric at the corners off. We will clip these fabrics together with our wonder clips. We're going to be using fabric clips because with wax canvas, you can't use pins as it'll leave permanent holes and basting tape doesn't stick to it. When we get to the corner, we will use the part we left unsewn to pull the fabric apart so that it will lay flat when we clip it. Now we will sew around our perimeter with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, again using our magnetic sewing guide to ensure a straight stitch. Once we have sewn all the way around, we will take our bag back to our workbench and turn it right side out. The material will be stiff, so it might take some extra effort. And don't worry about creasing the wax canvas, as it's designed to show creases with wear. Creases and marks will add to the bag's unique rugged look. Lastly, we are going to add our mounting hardware. We will start by measuring and marking the middle of our bag at the top inside hem. This will be where we put our center snap. We will also create marks on either end where our other two snaps will go, about 1 inch from each edge. We will create holes for our snaps in the middle and on either end of the hem with our professional rotary hole punch. Next, we will install our snaps onto the bag. Since we want the bag to be mounted to the table, we will want our socket to be mounted on the back of the bag facing out. So we will flip our bag over to install that. We will be using our Sailrite Deluxe snap fastener to install our nickel-plated snaps. We will place the button on the rounded side of the anvil and push it through the hole in our fabric. Then we will place our socket on top. Next, we will line up our tool and use a mallet to set the snap. To ensure a proper setting, check the snap by twisting it. If it easily twists, give it a few more blows of the mallet. The snap shouldn't twist in the fabric. We will repeat these steps to install snaps in the other 2 holes of our bag. Now to install our SNADS. First, we will clean the surface we want to apply the SNADS to. While the surface dries, we will go ahead and snap the SNADS onto our bag. This will guarantee that the SNADS are set correctly for the bag to snap into. We'll remove the backing from our adhesive and stick the SNADS to our table. And now you have your own scrap bag to upgrade your workspace with. We've linked all the materials and tools that we've used in the description below. And make sure to like and subscribe so that you can stay up to date on all of our latest videos.